Thank you very much. Very happy to be with you today. I will start the speech with an introduction about Europe. In Iliad, we do believe that the European telecommunications sector is a major success and something we should all be proud of. We think that we have consumers that benefit from diverse fixed and mobile offers. We see also that they do benefit, and Louise just mentioned it, from affordable pricing and widespread access. Unlike other markets, and this was illustrated in the presentation at the beginning of Vincent, typically unlike the US, Europe has avoided a digital divide and ensured broad access to high-quality connectivity. This success didn't happen by any chance. It's the result of pro-competitive policies that have driven investment. Now, let's have a look to Iliad Group, which I represent. Indeed, we are an alternative operator. We used to be, and we still are, a maverick, but we have expanded. Iliad Group, you see it on the right-hand side. So Iliad Group is in Europe, in 8 countries. Our core market is France, then Italy, Poland. We also have an investment in Tele2, so we are in 8 countries. We've topped the 50 million subs in Europe, topped the 10 billion euros of revenues in Europe. Now, we are owned by Xavier Niel, and Xavier Niel's telecom assets, if we take them all, you see that we are the 4th telco player in Latin America through our investment in Millicom. We are now the 5th telco operator in Europe. So 23 countries, 123 million subs, 43,000 employees, and more than 20 billion euros revenues. I'm the CEO of France, so let's focus on France, which we do believe is a fiber success story. It's a success story, and it has some similarities with Portugal, in fact, according to the speech we've just heard. The regulation, and there was a smart policy introduced 15 years ago that made France a model for fiber deployment. The figures have just been confirmed by the FTTH Council last week. France is the fastest growing market in terms of new FTTH subscribers. We now have 91% of the French households that are now eligible to fiber, and it's been achieved in just 10 years. Iliad, so under the brand Free, which I manage, we serve 7.6 million broadband subs, out of which 82% have FTTH. So we have now 6.2 million FTTH subs under the Free brand in France, which makes us probably in the top 3 of FTTH player in Europe. We are the leading alternative FTTH operator in France, and we have invested 10 billion euros in France in the last years. We are the 2nd investor in the sector. Now, based on this case, which we do believe is a reference case for FTTH rollout and FTTH also adoption rate, which is a challenge, we draw some views on what we consider are the key challenges that require industry and policy action. The first one is connectivity. Connectivity, because we do believe that fiber is the backbone of Europe's digital future. Fiber is the foundation of all next-generation digital services, and our credo, according to our experience in France, is co-investment, co-investment, co-investment. This model reduces cost, allows visibility on cost in the long run, limits overbuild, and ensures efficient deployment of infrastructure. Then, on top of co-investment, we do believe also that FTTH is a suitable recipient for public subsidies, where private initiative is lacking. That's what we did in France. Why? Because FTTH is environmentally friendly, with long-lasting benefits on one hand, and on the other hand, it creates employment. It creates employment in civil engineering, in infrastructure deployment, so employment with a strong economic multiplier effect. However, it is important to ensure that public funds are not used for networks that will remain structurally unprofitable. Public funds should be seen and should first serve as a stimulus to private investment. We also mentioned it before, on top of FTTH, you have mobile connectivity, which is equally crucial. Mobile connectivity should be seen as a capillarity of fiber networks. Consumers expect, indeed, seamless connectivity everywhere, and 5G deployment will ensure reliable coverage for smart cities. So, FTTH is the foundation of Europe's digital future. FTTH will enable artificial intelligence, cloud computing, future technologies, and artificial intelligence will redefine industries. But there is a risk here. Europe risks falling behind without robust digital infrastructure. As everyone knows here, AI models require massive data processing, and only, in fact, fiber networks can provide the appropriate bandwidth and reliability for AI. As a result, Europe must retain control over its digital infrastructure to avoid dependence on non-European players. Europe needs sovereign cloud solutions. In fact, in Iliad Group, I didn't mention it, we are also present everywhere in the value chain of artificial intelligence. We have data center subsidiaries, and we have a cloud provider subsidiary, which is called Scaleway, which is the first provider of AI GPUs in Europe. And we do believe that public procurement policies should prioritize European providers, like Scaleway typically, particularly in sensitive sectors, defense, health, or finance. Europe is home to innovative AI and cloud companies, such as Scaleway, and we need policies that support and scale them rather than making them dependent on non-European actors. Last point, last challenge, environmental transition. In Iliad, we are committed to an ambitious climate strategy, reducing emissions, increasing efficiency, and investing in green technologies through PPA. AI and digitalization can accelerate this environment transition. There are many, many examples. I will only quote two: self-driving cars and smart transport that will reduce congestion and emissions. E-agriculture, with AI-driven resource management, you can have precise irrigation and reduce pesticide use. Data centers will have to play a key role, and they must be energy efficient on one hand. But on the other hand, we need to have Europe that ensure competitive electricity prices for AI and cloud infrastructure. Otherwise, we do believe that we risk to lose these industries to other regions that propose cheaper energy. And that's what happened typically in the US, where some states subsidize energy to attract data centers. In the end, what is the path forward to these challenges and so to foster FTTH in Europe and achieve the digital agenda? Fiber is based on long investment cycles that require stable regulation. Uncertainty discourages much-needed investments. The European model must be defended. As it's just been mentioned, we do believe also in Iliad that full deregulation is premature and that open access must be preserved to ensure fair competition. The right investment model in fiber combined regulatory stability with investment, and this will lead to sustainable fiber rollout. AI and cloud computing depend on strong fiber infrastructure, as I mentioned it, and Europe must prioritize investment in connectivity, energy, and digital sovereignty. Final thought. Europe has built a very strong telecom sector, and again, we should really be proud of. Now we must ensure it remains competitive, innovative, and resilient in the artificial intelligence era. Thank you very much.